All right. Well, there was a comedian that went viral the other couple days ago or whatever. This comedian I barely ever heard about, Druski, and he did this stunt where he was kind of doing like a white face kind of thing. And he dressed up as a redneck and kind of went around, going all kinds of NASCAR rally and all the stereotypes and the sunburn and the hat and the kind of hick style. Now, these types of things are hilarious because number one, they highlight the hypocrisy in our societies, and this comedian truly tried to spur on some type of response, and he obviously got it. These types of things are, hilarious that they can occur in our society where one group can do one thing and the other can't. Now, we all know the word. I'm not going to say it, but there's a word that they can say and we can't. In fact, they say so regularly that it's just a part of their language. Constantly African people are just calling other people this slur. And for whatever reason, one person even can sometimes be like it can be a crime to say this word, yet another group just completely freely says it. A part of rap culture, freely can speak it, can say it, and you'll hear all kinds of BS online like, oh, it's removing power from the word. Oh, we have the power of the word, or something stupid like that. But just imagine if the roles were reversed in this situation and someone walked around doing this completely dressed as an African. Now, I'm not going to play it because I don't know if there's some type of copyright or something into it. Because yeah, it's definitely a viral making the rounds kind of thing. But like, I mean, the guy completely must have hired some kind of amazing uh, like technology that just can like totally make a black person look white. And it's hilarious that this skit clearly was intended to be racist. You see people talk online and they're like, "Oh, it's not. Oh, huh, it's funny. I'm not offended by this." Dude, have you watched this skit? The dude knew exactly what he was going for and he got away with it because obviously the roles reversed, there would be George Floyd protests everywhere. So yeah, I mean, like he does things like talking like "Where you going, boy?" And like does that whole thing. Tries to be as absolutely offensive as possible and make it look like the other. This is the way a certain group of people is. And that should definitely like this scene in particular is he's spitting at African people. He's trying to make himself look like a very offensive person. He's clearly taking jabs. Don't give me that, that he's not. So you just gotta watch it, and people are definitely coping, saying, "Oh no, it's just all in funny. It's all in good faith." Well, all of these people inadvertently are taking part in an extremely offensive skit. Now, lo and behold, would you believe that the media is not covering as racist comedian does whiteface? No, no, they weren't going to ever do that. Now, if the roles were reversed and the comedian walked around in blackface all over a hood doing that, there would be oh, like there was a bad comedian. This is bad taste. This is terrible. Blah blah blah. But you got like, let's see what TMZ says. I'm Druski. I'm white and I'm proud. Druski's back with another racial set. This guy. So this dude clearly has a chip on his shoulder. And here's the thing about me is that just like I don't want to say the word because it'll probably get like attacked on YouTube even more than my channel already gets, but there's a certain word starting with C and ending in racker that they say that is intended to be offensive. And just like this skit that's intended to be offensive towards white people, it doesn't really ever offend me. I'm very proud of my heritage, and a lot of us are. I'm Scottish. Scottish people are awesome. I'm very secure in my culture. I don't care if people don't like what my culture represents. So it doesn't necessarily offend me. But this guy was really trying to be offensive, and of course he got away with it because the double standard we have nowadays in media. And we did it before. Like he did it before and it didn't look at all like he was white. So I mean that was really weird, but he went all the way with this one. And isn't that funny? Isn't it funny how the media just never touched this one? You go to the news, you go look up news on it, and they wouldn't even touch it. This guy clearly has a chip on his shoulder over white people, and he's doing this skit, created quite the stir online. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Can you imagine if the roles reversed? This would be George Floyd too. But yeah, that's just the way our society goes. It's just like he can just get away with this because somewhere along the line, people decided that you can't criticize black people. And I would really, really like. Now there has been talks of Theo Vaughn doing it, but I don't know if he did. But let's read these comments. Look at this. Look at how angry they are because there's a lot of Twitter is already a place that has extreme levels of hard R, and people weren't happy about it. I don't know if those people didn't know or not or were paid off. I would imagine quite a bit of the people in these videos knew and were paid off because it's a whole production crew, and they're trying to make it look authentic, but for sure they paid them off. So I mean, that's like, guy is just proud to be an American. And you can see in certain lighting, he doesn't even really look at much. You can kind of tell there's like this shape, texture, and facial construct that doesn't actually look at. I'm just saying, reverse the roles and watch the anger, and that's so dumb. That's so dumb. Can you imagine if the roles were reversed? And now Theo Vaughn's doing it, and you should see the comments to Theo Vaughn. Uh, is like, if you do it, oh my God, that's not funny. Blah blah blah. Oh my God, it's terrible for you to say that. Blah 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 blah. It's just insane hypocrisy. It's insane how they can think that they can do something but we can't, and it is utterly ridiculous that level of double standard exists. It's bad enough with the word, like that word has been weaponized against, you know, other people. A word that is just freely spoken amongst them. That N dash word. So yeah, I mean, you really got to watch out for this kind of stuff because they're gonna try. The media is not gonna touch this at all. You can tell when you look at it. Oops. Let's actually spell his name. But still, like, I mean, look. A comedian with more than 10 million Instagram followers went viral for Whiteface. He should be getting condemned and raked across the coals for this thing. But this is what we live with. This is what we live with. We live with this type of, double-sided, one side can do basically whatever they want and not receive backlash, but you have one Robert Downey Jr. going around in blackface, and you have riots starting over this. So just be aware that it's these kinds of things are, this is part of our culture now, and until people someone goes out and does this in reverse and sees the reaction, I would that has got to Theo Vaughn has to has to do it because the dude. Let's be real. The dude already kind of has the facial structure of a black dude. But I could not believe the comments. They were just so upset. They were upset. He had people in his comments who were black who were upset that other people were gonna get offended over this. It's like I don't care. It's like we know what he's doing is racist, but I love my heritage. I love being who I am, and it doesn't bother me at all that you. I mean, that does actually kind of look for him. We outside. Oh, he's already playing off of it. A separate post, Vaughn tweeted a fan seemingly AI generated as black man with curly mullet. We outside. And you watch the comments of that. You see the comments of the people there, and it's like, really? So it's you can just do that? And of course, Justin Bieber should do blackface. He's already halfway there. But yeah, it's this insane metric of one side can do one thing and the another cannot be. So yeah, that's an insane hypocrisy of Druski and his little stunt. And yeah, I can't wait for the reverse to be done and see the you wait and see the reaction of that because it's gonna happen with this becoming such a viral thing that someone's gonna go out and do that. Yeah, so yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Stupid things like this. Like, how did this idiot even get famous in the first place? This Druski moron. Who knows? Just another DEI success story. I'm sure of it. So yeah, that's it. Completely. Nobody's gonna frame it as hard R, but it most certainly is. That little skit he did, where he, obviously was going after a certain group of people, and the media doesn't care about it because that's what they do. They want to be as least controversial as possible, and they don't care about one side. That's for